Hello everyone, welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully you're having a great day. If you've been watching Larry's Anything Goes programming, you know that we are not only providing great financial intelligence content as much as possible by interviewing other financial professionals, professionals in the travel industry, real estate industry, etc. and so forth, but we provide various services when it comes to specific products that we sell, from anything that you would actually find on Amazon or actually at Walmart, etc. and so forth. And we are actually providing specific products due to today's current crisis and whatnot to ensure that we provide the right services and products that you need at a reasonable price when it comes to medical face masks, when it comes to hand sanitizer, and when it comes to latex gloves and things of that nature, and etc. and so forth, toilet paper, paper towels. But we have what you need. Also, family, don't forget that Larry's Anything Goes is a part of an affiliate marketing network known as Gold Standard Partners, where you have the opportunity to buy cryptocurrency and allow others to invest with you as becoming an affiliate marketing partner. And obviously, if they purchase a package with the program, you're able to make money off their package purchases and make money off of their crypto purchases and things of that nature. If you want to join, please follow the links in the description, and I'll give you a call as soon as you sign up and purchase a package, and we'll go from there. But definitely, it's all about the best way to make money moves is to have currency with one another and to ensure that currency is always being spoken of on all levels, so it benefits everyone and not just one specific person. That's a lot of things that people forget about. So think about joining the program, and we'll be able to go from there. But if not, either way, it's always appreciated. And thank you for watching. And hopefully you guys have a great day and continuously make money moves so you don't live broke like a fool. Take care. As you can see, with our various products, we have our financial apparel, as you see, wearing There's Anything Goes t-shirt, financial intelligence is sexy, face masks, latex gloves, things of that nature, to obviously ensure the safety of you and your family all at the same time. We want to ensure that you get the best products and see the actual products that we're actually providing for you, and giving you another view of not only the shirts and the medical masks, but actually another view of actual latex gloves and the actual hand sanitizer. Because one thing we've learned throughout this unfortunate crisis is that we have to take more precautionary measures to ensure not only the safety for ourselves, but for our families. And having a great pair of hand sanitizers, latex gloves, and medical face masks will ensure that safety. And with all that being said, hopefully you guys will check out our online store. We have the various products that you see here. With a couple of clicks, especially if you're paying via PayPal, it makes life that much easier for you to purchase our various products, especially during this unfortunate situation. You see the apparel from Larry's Anything Goes. We have the medical products when it comes to hand sanitizer, latex gloves, medical face masks, and things of that nature, and various other products. So please check out Larry's Anything Goes. Support small local businesses. We greatly appreciate it, and hopefully that you have a good day. How goes the family? Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully, you guys having a great and exceptional day. It's Sunday. Like I said, I'm keeping my promise, doing my darndest to do more content on the weekends because obviously I don't have to work my job on the weekends. I can focus on my content and my businesses, online store, trying to look for more rental properties and things of that nature, where the best places to invest money, all that great stuff. And I can't call myself a financial guru, just a man with an economic plan. And I share my thoughts and expressions with the world, and I'll leave it at that. And thank you for the love. Thank you to the new subscribers who have subscribed to the page. Page is growing a little bit, and I'm happy about that. And it's greatly appreciated because you don't have to subscribe to my content. You don't have to watch my content. You can watch other people's stuff and go from there. Now, today is quote, twerk culture is it dead? I don't think necessarily it is, but from the recent article that I read earlier this morning, that's what made me want to do this video today. And as I stated on my Instagram, Larry's Anything Goes LLC, I'm not dogging anybody who works in the sex industry. That's your business. It's not illegal for what you're doing. So we're not playing the moral game here. I'm not talking trash about people because the sex industry has helped build empires, economic empires for a lot of people for the last couple of decades and whatnot, especially in today's world where it's more independent contractor based compared to the 70s, 80s, and 90s when it was just coming to fruition, where you had to work for you were an independent contractor, but you had to work for another organization. You actually had to, 9 times out of 10, they were either making it in a hotel room or it was being done in a studio somewhere. Nowadays, most of them have gone independent and they don't, it's like you don't really need the director anymore. You live in the OnlyFans culture. You live in instead of a 30-minute to an hour video, now you have up to 3 to 5 minute videos and whatnot. So, not, and that's just based off the research that was talked about in the article that I was reading today. Now, like I said, the economy is changing. This is the main reason why I'm bringing this subject matter up. Whether you afford people that do OnlyFans or not, that's really irrelevant in this aspect because other industries are going to suffer from the economy as well. This is just one that I'm talking about today. So, and I'll be talking about others in the future. So I'm not picking on any specific people, industries, none of that. Don't bring that negative energy my way because the only time I'm going to argue about something is there's some money involved affecting my pockets. OnlyFans doesn't affect my pockets because I don't contribute to it. I don't work for them. I don't buy the content that's on there, so therefore I don't care. I tend to not worry about things that don't affect my daily life. It's a crazy concept, but for me it works. Other people it might not, but for me it does work. Um, but anyways, I digress. So the aspect of OnlyFans, if you don't know about it, it's a content platform just like any other. You have Patreon, you have YouTube, you have Facebook, but with OnlyFans you have to pay to see people's content. You have people who are independent contractors on there, and they provide sexual content for all age, for all races, for all genders, for all whatever you're looking for. It's on there. So and you've had a lot of people that have made a significant amount of money off of OnlyFans. People don't believe that. And I know there's other platforms that are out there nowadays, but I'm just talking about them because this is the one I know about that I could speak to more intelligently. I know there's other platforms where people can utilize because I know that people have they have a website now where it shows all the different social media from TikTok, Facebook to Instagram to OnlyFans to all these other different platforms where people have their content on various different levels, whether it's however sexually explicit it may be or however a lot of people, even these people, the OnlyFans culture, they utilize TikTok to have people, to get basically for marketing or whatnot, and so that they can get people to subscribe to their content. Now, I'm going to get into the numbers now, and then I'm going to talk about why actually you have the economy is affecting platforms like OnlyFans. I'm not just going to say OnlyFans, but platforms like OnlyFans. Now, if you don't know, it was actually founded back in 2016 by a British tech entrepreneur, Timothy Stokely in London. OnlyFans is a place for content creators to offer exclusive content their target audience can pay premium prices for. Creators can lock their content behind the paywall, allowing fans access for a monthly fee or one-off tip. Today, OnlyFans has more than 50 million registered users and more than 1 million content creators and whatnot. So they have, they have less supply and they got way more demand. Okay, like I said, I'm getting into the numbers. Whether you agree with OnlyFans or not, that's it's not an illegal thing, so it is what it is. I'm just getting into the numbers of it all. So, and people can post different stuff. I remember one time they were going to talk about not having the sexually explicit content on there, getting rid of it, but then that means you just basically going to lose business because that was the main reason why you got all these people out on there. There's a supply, there's a demand. Dollars make sense. It is what it is. People pay a monthly fee, just like you pay a monthly fee for Netflix, Hulu. It's not that big. It's not that complicated of a thing to get into. All right. OnlyFans payout is 80%. They keep 20% of the earnings for as a fee and whatnot. So that's how it works on OnlyFans. Since a lot of content on OnlyFans is explicit, users have to be 18 years old and will need government issued ID in order to sign up. Even creators' branded content is also protected by OnlyFans, ensuring that it can't be shared outside the platform. So it's quote unquote considered a secure content website, and a lot of course, there's other websites that are out there on a regular basis. The minimum subscription price is $49.99 dollars per month. $49.99 per month. Creators can also set up tips or paid private messages starting at a minimum of $5. Paid tips and private messages can only boost earnings, but help creators engage their fans and build a loyal following. So it's a money making machine. You know, so the article talks about this one individual who's a top earner. Um, she's on OnlyFans, despite the fact that her monthly subscription price is only $6.50, but she makes the bulk of her money through the fees she charges for commission work sent via private messages. Business Insider reports that she gained more than 1,100 subscribers, bringing in more than $100,000 per year. So the upside is you can make a six-figure salary doing OnlyFans, but the individual stated um, her name is Monica Holt, her nickname, aka Miss Swedish Bea, which is Monica Holt. She stated even though there's a lot, she has a large Instagram following before she actually joined OnlyFans. But remember, 9 times out of 10, Instagram is marketing and whatnot. You still have to have people that want to give you tips, that buy the badges on Instagram, people who are going to just give you the cash apps and whatnot, people that are going to subscribe to your actual Instagram page. So everything is subscribe based, that we live in today's world. All right. But she revealed to Business Insider, who this article was from, is that she works on OnlyFans content 7 days a week to maintain her level of earnings. So this is 7 days a week. This is the mindset of a business person, whether you love it or hate it, because when you own a business, it's 7 days a week. Even when you're on vacation, you could be called because the issue needs to be taken care of and you got to address it. It might be over the phone, or you might have to get on a plane and, go wherever the issue may be at. Just depends. Or you might have to log online. It is what it is. She stated that she's offered up some advice for creators considering joining OnlyFans to earn money. She said, I would never advise someone doing it if they only wanted to do it like 2 days a week or something. It's not a part-time thing in your mind. You wouldn't make enough money, period. And this is echoed by many of the other online content creators who have a big, huge presence on OnlyFans. It's 7 days a week, not a part-time ordeal. And remember, OnlyFans takes up to 20% of your earnings. So that's why you got to be on the go. Sorry for the background noise. My dog is having a puppy nightmare or something like that. But anyways, and OnlyFans also offers a referral program in which those who you refer to create a platform, you can earn up to 5% of a referred creator's earnings and whatnot. So I think that's a pretty cool thing as well. For a lot of times, referred creators have had earnings for the first 12 months of up to $1 million earned by referred creators and whatnot. A lot of times, referring people on many things can make you a millionaire, and people don't even realize it because there's no limitations on the amount of referrals that you can have. So I think that's pretty cool from an economic standpoint. All right. So that is the upside. I'm not gonna get more of the weeds of it all. That is the upside of OnlyFans. Okay. All right. Now, high gas prices, high rents, high house prices, inflation. Okay. Regardless of what state you're living in, your home property taxes are gonna go up. That's just where especially in the states where like at Texas or Florida and whatnot, where there is no income state tax. A lot of times what they get you is having higher personal property taxes, because like game recognizes game. A lot of states that don't even have these certain excessive taxes, they make it easier for people to become homeowners, so that the counties can get their money via the not only sales taxes, but get their money via personal property taxes. So what government corporations, they got to make money to stay afloat, to stay in business, and to be operational. It is what it is. As the former wrestler Booker T used to say, "Don't hate the player, hate the game." Okay, because you got to, you go to work because you got to make a living. That's just the way it is. There's nothing wrong with that. So, but I'm talking about in today's world, we have high gas prices, even though they've somewhat stabilized, but there's still, it's a rarity will we ever see gas go below $3 again. That might happen, it might not. Okay, food prices are insane. Energy, utilities, everything is going up, 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 up. All right. So we're whether people want to admit that we're in a recession or not, I think we are in a recession, because you have a lot of jobs, corporations that are not hiring people either. A lot of companies are cutting jobs in order to, one, stay afloat, two, to increase their profit margins. These things happen. Certain things are recession proof, certain things are not recession proof. All right. OnlyFans business, OnlyFans models, people who are working in that business, it is not a recession-proof business, in my personal opinion. The main reason why OnlyFans really start popping within the last couple of years is because of the pandemic and the lockdown. More and more people were having to stay at home. Therefore, you had more, especially people who were strippers and whatnot, who made money in the sex industry outside of whatever, etc. Doing things outside, being able to meet up with people, take trips. Remember, from March until the summertime, the country was on lockdown. Most of the country, the freaking world, was on lockdown. From all of 2020, most of the freaking world was on lockdown. All right. There were certain states here and there that weren't on lockdown, but majority of 2020, the world was locked down. All right. And people that worked in that industry needed to make money online. And then remember, you had all these stimulus checks, you had all these PPP loans, you had money was floating, stimulus was floating, and all that great stuff. We're not in that time anymore. Okay. People are becoming more economically conscientious because they have no choice. All right. Money's not flowing from the Fed like it was. A lot of companies are like, they're on edge about what is it, hiring people, possibly even lending money out, things of that nature. Interest rates are high. And I'm not going political with this, so any of my political people, do what you do, but we're not doing that here. I'm just looking at the math and off the economics and all that good stuff. And so having a Tesla is more of a luxury nowadays. Being a subscriber to one's OnlyFans content is a luxury nowadays. Even a lot of people are choosing between Hulu and Netflix. People are not trying to have both subscriptions anymore, because they're like, hey, I need to cut corners wherever I can, because this is ridiculous. This doesn't make sense. All right. And this boils down to this article that came out back in June of this year. OnlyFans models saying they are going broke because they have run out of poses and men aren't paying. OnlyFans models say they are going broke because they have run out of poses and men aren't paying. I already see a lot of on social media, because at this point it's just hilarious how a lot of women are saying that do men even take women out on a real date anymore? And I have to tell you right now, I'm not saying that all men are not trying to really go out on a date, but I say right now, more men and women are being conscientious of the financial decisions that they are making. Not everybody's trying to be financially willy nilly and whatnot, because people know in today's world, with not having pensions, anymore, and wages aren't matching up with the cost of living or whatnot, people have to be more financially conscientious about their spending. And the men need to be more focused now, more on increasing their income and increasing their value. If you're going to be in a relationship, that's great, but that relationship with you and your significant other, there needs to be a come to Jesus moment, say, hey, we got to be on the same team financially. I don't mind taking you out every now and then, but we ain't going out every weekend. And we got to cut corners, and we got to put a budget together and start having the financial love making conversations, as Dr. Boyce Watkins would say, and go from there. So, and that's just what it is. And we live, with Instagram. That's when, Instagram and TikTok. That's where a lot of these models do their posing. They're shaking their butts, they're twerking, and they that's what they do, the marketing and whatnot. But if people, especially just talk about men, if men really want to get involved in all that, I'm not going to get too explicit here. But if they really want to get involved with all that, they can really just do a simple Google search or just go on Instagram and watch a couple of videos, and they should be able to go from there without having to subscribe to somebody's content. That's just what it is, especially nowadays. And I'm not saying anything bad about people who work in this industry, but I'm going to talk to the customers. Nowadays, people need to be focused on increasing their wages, increasing their savings, increasing their um, investments, and increasing their value as far as skill and talent and whatnot. Being on your cell phone for hours and browsing social media for hours and whatnot, and not getting anything done and not implementing anything, we don't have that luxury anymore. We're not in lockdown right now, so there's no point of especially the men in the room that it got, if whether you're single, if you have a family, you shouldn't be wasting too much time chasing people, chasing women, and chasing OnlyFans and Instagram models. It's like leave that fantasy to the youngins who are in school, and even when they get to a certain age, they need to be focused on things that matter. If you have a family, focus on your family. You got a significant other, focus on them. You got a job, focus on that. And then when you have some free time, focus on your health and focus on your wealth. Focus on your skill sets, because these are the things that matter. And this is the main reason why I made this video. I could be talking about the trucking industry. If that was bombing right now, I'd be like, okay, maybe you need to focus on something else. Okay, that is my point in this matter. All right, it's about what you focus on, what matters. Okay, just and now my thing is to the OnlyFans and Instagram models. Okay, no disrespect, you do what you do. A lot of people make a lot of great money. Some people become they actually become regular models to go on the runway. I know a lot of times you have people that get flew out to countries to perform. So do what you do. I'm not mad at that. Everybody, it's a legal business nowadays. So do what you do. But um, there comes a time within the industry, with any industry, that things might slow down or even come to a complete halt. It's like the generation of people that worked in factories. Nothing wrong working in the factory, but in America, being a factory worker is not a real career path anymore because it's one of the most unsustainable jobs to be in. And even then, if you're going to be a blue collar worker, get certified in something. Okay, I buy real estate in Reading, Pennsylvania. There's a couple of factories that are still left there that help keep that town afloat. However, a lot of people that work in those factories, they're not just putting stuff together. You have people who are electricians, you have people who are plumbers, you have people who are mechanics, and people who are carpenters. So these people have skill sets that can transcend the factory that they're working in Pennsylvania. That is a smart thing to look at. Okay, it's the same thing with the OnlyFans and the Instagram models and whatnot. What else do you have going on? Because not all make a good living. A lot are living paycheck to paycheck. A lot are barely getting by. Okay, that's what I said. I'm not against it. I'm saying I'm making this content because I want to see everybody who's making money legally to win. Okay, that's really what my message is here. It's very positive. It's coming from a positive place. If you want to take a negative, then that's your business. But I'm telling you, I'm saying this out of positivity. If somebody was a trucker and there was a robot taking his or her job and whatnot, I'd be like, okay, what else are you trying to do with your life? It's just something to look into. We live in a time frame in all jobs and all industries where you can't always put 100% into one thing, because when you do, you put yourself in a vulnerable position economically to become obsolete. That's my point. All right. That is really my point at the end of the day. All right. Because one thing is this is what the article says about the OnlyFans market. Now it happened, the market is getting oversaturated. There's more supply than there is demand. Because at one time there was more demand than there was supply. As you saw the numbers I read earlier, you had millions of users, and then you had 1 million actual content creators. And even if you still have, but now you look at the numbers, okay, if you still have millions of users, that's great. But just because you are quote unquote a registered user, are you actually utilizing the program? There's a lot of, because a great example of pages on social media who people follow, but they don't actually view the content on a regular basis. They're not liking the content. They're not hitting up people's cash apps, super chats, PayPal's, Venmos, all that great. They're not doing that just because you got like a lot of people on YouTube that have the numbers, but do they have the people actually watching the content? Do they have people giving them super chats during live sessions, or are they hitting the cash apps or whatever? Those are the things. It's just like anything else. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, The demand is starting to cut down because a lot of people are like, look, I got to go with what's free. If it's free, then it's me. People that are really big on this stuff, then do what you do. But eventually the demand goes down and people are starting to lose interest. And then the article says the second problem is content. When the market is oversaturated, you better have premium, consistent, and creative content. Many of the content creators don't have the time or want to put an effort for that. So it isn't that surprising that a lot of people are going broke now. The plunging economy has been hard on one particular sector, the sex workers, who say the decade's high inflation has forced their clients to cut back on discretionary spending, as I was talking about earlier. This year alone, between the gas prices, no, the last 2 years, between last year and this year, between the gas prices, rent going up, now the rental moratorium has been lifted, so you possibly might see and mortgage moratorium has been lifted, so you might possibly see a small wave of foreclosures, a lot of evictions, possibly. These are things to take into consideration. So if you're facing foreclosures and evictions, subscribing to content that you don't care about on that level, it's not that serious, unless you just have a problem in life. I'll just put it like that. All right. Article says Ali Ray, a 38-year Massachusetts woman who left her $84,000 a year nursing job to earn money, six-figure income on OnlyFans, told the Post that she and other online creators have seen their incomes take a hit recently. Many top creators are hurting really bad, she said. It's definitely something that's happening. Who during the pandemic earned as much as $200,000 a month, and that's a good chunk of money, told that her income has fallen 25% in recent weeks. Other OnlyFans performers have seen their incomes drop as much as 50%, she said. My traffic has been down a lot, she said. I'm working harder than I ever have been. Now, before I go forward, if you're making that kind of revenue, $200,000 a month, I gotta say this, and I hate to be the guy, this person, but if you're making that kind of bread a month, you could have been that person to have one, moved to a state where your cost of living get cut in half, like a lot of people did during the pandemic. Okay. Two, um, because you live in Massachusetts, one very expensive state, very high tax state. Okay. Two, um, you could have bought some real estate in places like Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, to just name a few and whatnot, or even certain small towns in Texas. But if you wanted to be able to put yourself in a position where you could have, with that kind of earn that kind of money a month, $200,000 after 3 to 4 months and whatnot, and you guys can look this up yourselves. You could have bought houses that cost from 20,000 to 30,000 to 40, 50, $60,000 that wouldn't need that much work, a little bit of touch up, maybe certain things replaced, and be able to have some sort of passive income, or could have put yourself in a position where you owned a duplex or a multiplex and whatnot, so where you had other people paying your bills. So that way, in case something does happen with the OnlyFans money, you could pursue other avenues. One, and then two, you have income coming in from your real estate. Something to think about. The problem is, a lot of times in our world, is people, when they're making good money, they're not thinking like an investor. I don't care what industry you work in. In 2020 and 2021, 2022 is the best thing about being on lockdown is everybody had an opportunity to put themselves in the mindset of a position, to say, hey, mindset has to be changed so I can put myself in a position to where I earn money 7 days a week. I earn money in my sleep. And if I come up on licks like this, when I come up on things like this, as far as making 50 grand a month, $200,000 a month and whatnot, I'm putting myself in an investment mindset, whether it's in real estate, the stock market, starting a business and whatnot. But I know that this cannot last forever. Just like the stimulus money didn't last forever. Nothing lasts forever. Okay. That is one thing to take into consideration. There's a reason why literally all your celebrities are making money outside of their profession right now, because they know it doesn't last forever. And contracting and self-employment in America is becoming a way of life. So why would one, especially a person who is known to be, if you're working in this industry, you are a self-employed contractor, all right, independent contractor. Why would you put yourself in a position to where you could be vulnerable when the economy takes a hit? Because regardless of who's sitting in the White House, governor's house, mayor's house, the economy will always take a hit. We live in a boom and bust economy in the United States of America. It's no freaking other way to look at it. That is my point. What is your backup plans? What are your alternatives? Okay, like one of my favorite comedians, Godfrey. When the lockdown happened, he made a lot of his money online. Okay, he increased his social media time on social media, grew his following, and when the world opened up again, he was able to come out bigger, stronger, and better than ever. He has much more of a bigger fan base. He makes money from his shows. He makes money from writing on other shows. He makes money on being on Wild 'N Out. He makes money on auditioning for other things on television. He makes money from doing his comedy shows. That's really his bread and butter right there. And he makes money from his online podcasts and whatnot, and his Instagram. Multiple streams of income. That is my message. And if you don't even want to be a business owner, then like this woman was a registered nurse. Maybe keep nursing as a backup plan. Have something as a backup plan. That's why the title says "Get a Job" means have something as a backup plan. That's really my message. The the title of this video might be negative. I really just did that to get more people to come on and whatnot and to watch this video. But at the end of the day, no matter if you're a plumber, an investment banker, a financial expert, a nurse, a doctor, a lawyer, you got to have backup plans in this day and age. It is what it is. The 1985 mindset of only making money doing one thing is dead in the United States of America. Period. That is really my message at the end of the day about this. Okay, no hate, no shade towards anybody, because my mindset is it's your life, you got to live it. I don't care how you do it. You make your money, you do your thing. I'm not mad at it. Okay, but this is just real. This is serious. At the end of the day, that is my point, family. Okay, that is my point, and because I don't want to see, because we're heading, 2023 is going to be a rough year for a lot of people, especially people in this industry specifically. That's the thing, and it's just because the way the economy, like the trucking industry has been affected, the real estate industry has been affected. A lot of people who are in the mortgage industry have been laid off, or the hours have been cut back because people aren't taking out mortgages. Houses are staying on the market longer. Okay, these are things that people don't need OnlyFans. People need a place to live, whether they rent it or own it. People need a place to live. Okay, excuse me. There's a car shortage. The prices of cars have gone up. I passed by dealerships where there's barely any cars there. And that's due to the lockdown because of the lack of production that took place during 2020 and whatnot. So now there's a, now you're seeing an increase in inventory on houses when there was a housing shortage beforehand, like the last 2 years, it was crazy. But 2022, it's kind of stabilizing and whatnot because people can't afford to move like that. And it's the same thing it's with the cars. Like now they got to play catch up on building cars and things of that nature. So I really can't put it any other way. It's just like this is a deep topic, but I really wanted to go in on this because I'm just putting the message out there, regardless of what industry you work in. You got to keep you got to stay on your toes. You got to keep your eyes, on the prize and whatnot. Okay. And the biggest enemy that people are facing nowadays, it's called inflation. Okay, it has evolved into inflation. Okay, but it is what it is at the end of the day. And the internet has evolved a platform where you have people offering various things from social media to e-commerce, to mention a few. But social media has evolved from simply being a channel for people to communicate between themselves to a marketing tool for business to utilize. And we're seeing how the subscription-based business is a growing thing. OnlyFans is just one subscription based on many other social media platforms that are popping up. So and the thing is, will people, most people don't need, more people need their Hulu and Netflix, but they don't need their OnlyFans. All right, people, and you have a product that people right now don't really need. Not at the numbers that it was beforehand. You know, it is what it is. It's just not at that. They're just not. We're not at that place anymore. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to keep it real. At the end of the day. It's like people want their Amazon Prime, people want their Netflix and Hulu, people want their Roku, but people could care, but like I said, at the end of the day, and it's not dogging the people who are content creators. OnlyFans is at the bottom of the barrel on that list. Okay, OnlyFans is at the bottom of the freaking barrel. All right, so that's all I wanted to talk about. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the video. Um, I really just wanted to go in about this subject matter because It's deep, and I'm going to be talking about other industries for the rest of the year in regards to the other industries suffering right now. Might even get into the real estate aspect of things, but there's a lot of other industries that are struggling right now. Um, and a lot of the tech and people that work in the tech industry, even in the banking industry, because like a lot of banks are closing their branches down. That's another thing. You're not going to see as many bank offices because the world has gone digital. You have so many people who have banking accounts with online banking institutions, especially a lot of people wanting to be with banking institutions where they get a higher amount of money back on their savings, because especially nowadays, the high interest savings account, because nowadays people are trying to save and invest their money. They want to get the best bang for their buck. I like to call the people are voting with their dollars. All right. Especially with, the election, the midterms coming up in November, people want to vote with their dollars, and whatever. And if it makes dollars, then it makes sense. Okay. Because people have seen, especially in America, people see when your money's right, even if you don't know how to speak English, you can make some moves in this country. Okay. That's what makes America a wonderful place to be. All right. When you could not speak English, you could be deaf, you could be blind, you could be crippled, or handicapped. And but if your money's right, you can make some moves in this country. So that's why everybody's focused on that, getting the best bang for the buck. No pun intended, but getting the best bang for the buck. And all I can say to the OnlyFans crew and to the twerking culture and whatnot, it's time to look outside of the box. If you're most successful celebrities in Hollywood, that from actors to singers to rappers, all sorts of entertainers to comedians and whatnot, are making money moves outside of their profession. What makes you, and because they know that they're not safe, because they're, at the end of the day, they're self-employed independent contractors, then you have to think about it yourselves and say, what can I do outside of making content and whatnot? What is going to be my, because I know a lot of them are trying to sell merchandise, and for certain instances that's backfiring, because a lot of people aren't even looking at the, they're not subscribing, one. Then two, um, one, they're not subscribing to their content, and then two, they're just looking at what's happening on the regular social media profile, and then three, they're like, I don't want to buy your merchandise. Especially the men. Why would they want to wear the merchandise of an OnlyFans model? I'm not trying to knock, but I'm just like, I don't see too many men trying to do that. But that's just me. Okay. I'm sure that there is a culture, or there's a customer base that wants to do that, but I don't see that becoming a growing thing of that nature and whatnot. So this is the times we're in. And people are not trying to buy things excessively anymore unless they absolutely need it. And people would much more put that money into a savings account, investment, a brokerage account, go on vacation, enjoy life. But because at the end of the day, and this is what the pandemic has taught me. I don't care how much great stuff is happening online. There's nothing like the real thing. It's that old song. Ain't nothing like the real thing, baby. I can't sing, but so there's nothing. It's nice to see Madrid, Spain, but I'd rather visit Madrid, Spain. That's the best way to put it. Okay, it's nice to look at Cape Town, South Africa, but I'd like to visit Cape Town, South Africa one day. You know, I can't put it any other way. There's nothing like looking at the Hollywood sign and whatnot in Los Angeles, but I'd rather physically see the Hollywood sign in Los Angeles. Okay. To my beach people, there's nothing like seeing a beautiful ocean line in the back of you and whatnot on video, but it's better to just go to the ocean and hang out and chill and do what you do at the end of the day. So I can't put it any other way. All right. So make the best way to make your money moves is to be able to make multiple streams of income and to think outside of the box. All right. So do the great three free things: like, share, and subscribe. Hopefully, you guys have a great day. If you're a stock market investor, crypto investor, individual retirement account investor, bond investor, think about signing up with Webull, Acorns, Stash, Crypto.com, Coinbase, all those great platforms. All the links are in the description. Check out my online store; it's in the description. And greatly appreciate your time. And didn't think I was going to go this long, but I wanted to hit the nail on the head at the end of the day that um, as far as the phenomenon of twerk culture, it's kind of dead at this point. And it's so normal to see that on all these social media platforms without subscribing to people's content. It's just like it is what it is. So as I always say, do what you do, Live your life, work hard, play hard. But the world we are living in now is a different place, guys. Different place. It's a place for no holds barred. It's a place for people who are not taking any losses, unnecessary losses they don't need to. That's the world we're in now, man. Are you ready for it? You know? Are you ready for it? I'm bracing myself. I'm preparing myself. Are you preparing yourself? Only you can answer that question. I can't because it's your life. All right? It's your life. Like I said, regardless if you're a truck driver, mechanic, plumber, CEO, project manager, IT specialist, finance specialist, legal specialist, whatever have you, you got to keep your eyes on the prize, my friend. Keep your eyes on the prize. Because as my old poem says, economics is going to get you. Will you be ready? Will you be ready? Take care, family.
Mike, now.